Okay, so for today, we will be covering visual text, comprehension, and open-ended compre. I think today's content is a little bit more heavy because we will be touching on answering techniques for comprehension. Okay, particularly language use questions. Okay, language use questions, later on we'll give you some examples. Generally, they are asking you, why is it that the writer uses such word? What is he trying to imply? What's the meaning of the word used, right? So these are language use questions. And then we'll also talk about some answering techniques on how to answer these questions. Okay. Let me see. I've got one more person. Who's that? Let me see. Okay, Irina, I think you're... Wait, Heidi. You're Sophia, right? Yes, Sophia.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. How many am I missing? Oh, Pritika is here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing Amelia, Charlotte, Atif, and Zayed. Okay. Right. Okay, so as we were saying, today's main focus is on comprehension, but on top of that, we are also going to do visual text and comprehension cloze. So it's quite content heavy. If we have extra time, I'll still give you a short 3 minutes break mid-lesson. But if we don't have time, I think we might just forgo the game. Okay, usually we have a game in between, right? But for today, I think the content is quite heavy. Okay, and furthermore, we are preparing for PSLE, so I think we'll focus on that first. Okay, if we have extra time, then we can have a short game, right? All right. Now, in this case, actually, I think we only have one new student, Charmaine. Basically, the house rules are quite simple. I'm just going to summarize it for you. Turn on your video, mute your microphone. Muting your microphone means that, basically the main reason is because then there will not be a lot of like background sounds at the back, right? So muting your microphone. And then if you want to ask a question, you can use the chat function. I think someone typed something, Priya typed Bluket. Yes, if we have time. Okay, but today's content is quite heavy, so we'll see. Yeah, so basically if you need to go toilet, just go ahead. I can understand if you need to just, sometimes you're urgent. Just go ahead, maybe just out of courtesy, you can just type and send in a message through the chat, okay? Now, if you have something really urgent to ask, you can also raise your hands. I think there's a reaction button here. So you can just raise your hand and you'll be prioritized to the front, and then I can call your name and you can answer the question. Okay, so basically that's that. Okay, we're going to move on to visual text first. Visual text for PSLE, you have 8 questions. I would say that visual texts are generally quite easy to answer. Most of the questions are literal. You just need to make sure you sieve out the correct information from the visual text. Then you should be able to do well. Okay, so visual text, 8 questions. Read very carefully, highlight keywords, and you should be able to get the answers to the question. Yeah. Then the next component is Compre Cloze. Now, in terms of Compre Cloze, actually for PSLE, it's without helping words. Okay, so no helping words at all. So you might find it a bit more challenging. I would say that Compre Cloze is something that students struggle with. Okay, because no helping words at all, but actually you will see a pattern in terms of like certain words that they basically just belong together. So common collocations, and then also we will discuss a bit about word classes, because sometimes if you see a noun at the back, probably the words that come before might be a pronoun or an adjective. Okay, so certain pattern to the sentences, yeah? And lastly, open-ended, okay? Okay, let's take a look at visual text first. Standard First Aid and AED Awareness course, okay? Registration link is a QR code on the right. Be ready to help. 4 hours standard first aid and AED. AED is actually the defibrillator. I'm not sure whether you've seen it before. It's not shown here. Okay, let me just show it to you so that you have an idea. Yeah. Okay, it's an automated external defibrillator, and a lot of times I think Singapore is having a target to have, like, I'm sure you might have seen this logo before, like when you go to MRT stations or bus stops, I think unlikely, but MRT stations, certain shopping malls, they will have this AED, and then there's this heart and the lightning symbol. Okay, it's a defibrillator that helps to sort of like send electrical impulses, and in case of, like, someone having a heart attack, then you can actually, if you have first aid knowledge, you might be able to save a person's life. Okay, so that's AED, in case some of you might be wondering. Yeah, so 4 hours standard first aid and AED awareness course that includes theory and practical. Certificate of participation will be awarded after the course. It's for Singapore citizens and PRs aged 14 years old and above. Fully subsidized course. Okay, so the date is actually on 29th of September, 20th of October, and 24th of November, and 29th of December. Okay, the time is 2 to 6 p.m. 305 classroom, Nee Soon East, CC. Course is limited to 100 participants on a first come, first serve basis. Okay, for more information, please approach our CC staff or volunteers. I think CC means community club or community center in this case. Okay. Yeah, so it's a very short piece of visual text, not much information. Okay, usually for primary school visual text, I think there might be a bit more information. Okay, so let's take a look at the question. Who is the standard first aid and AED awareness course meant for? So again, this is a literal question. Usually if you have your 5 W's and 1 H, okay, who is something that you can find in the text, right? So who is it meant for? If you go back to the text, okay, it is for Singapore citizens aged 14 years old and above. Yeah, so this one is quite straightforward, isn't it? Because you see the answer is just here. Okay, so this one shouldn't be getting it wrong, yeah? This is a literal question. Now, next question, what is the purpose? See, it's a W. What question? What is the purpose of the QR code in the poster? So if you go back to the poster again, it's again another literal question, because if you go back to the poster, this is the registration link. Okay, so why do you think they provide a QR code there? It's because question 2. Right, it is to allow them to register. Okay, so the answer for this is A. This one, A. Okay, right. The first one, the answer is D. Then after that, A. Okay, now next one. Which of the following statements about the standard first aid and AED awareness course is true? Okay, so again, this one, you have to sieve out true statements. When you see true or false words, you can actually put a symbol. True means it's a tick. So you know that you're looking for ticks and not crosses. Okay, let us take a look at the first statement. The course has unlimited number of spaces. Okay, so here says that the course is, right, course is limited to 100 participants on a first come first serve basis, right? So in this case, okay, I just saw that some people, why is the sign expensive? Oh, you got full marks, is it, Priya? That's wonderful. What do you mean by why is the sign so expensive, Jeremy? Can you elaborate on that? Oh, the AED one. Yeah, correct. Okay, the AED one, you're right. Um, I wouldn't say it's expensive. Um, but how do you know it's expensive? Because Jeremy is asking how come the sign is so expensive. Oh, because there was a price, is it just now? Was there a price tag just now? Oh, how much was it? I wasn't paying attention to that. Let me see. Oh yeah. Okay. I mean, if you really go and have a look, it's really quite expensive, few $100s. But it saves lives, right? This is like something that can start a person's heart if someone has a heart attack. But it's almost from what I remember, because when I was with MOE, they actually sent me for first aid course. And the instructor told me that they are going to ensure that, can't remember what's the number. They just want to make sure that, it's easily accessible at almost all corners of Singapore. So that, in case someone has a heart attack, someone can save a person's life. So they are investing in that. And yeah, it's actually quite expensive, huh? 400. Some of it is like $2,000. And I wonder if they actually have to maintain it, because sometimes if you store it there for so long, then in times of emergency, I'm not sure whether you're able to save a person's life if, let's say, the fibrillator is not working. Okay, anyway, let's move on to the next question. Oh wait, we have not finished number 3. Okay, so this one is wrong because it does not have unlimited space, right? Okay. Each session of the course is only 2 hours long. Is it 2 hours long? Let's have a look, huh? No, you see over here, it says it's 4 hours, right? So this statement is also incorrect. Okay. To attend the course, participants has to pay $100. From what I recall, okay, it is a fully subsidized. Fully subsidized means you do not have to pay money. Okay, it's subsidized for you. So this statement is also false. So that leaves us with the last statement, which is the course is fully subsidized. That is a true statement. Okay, so this one is done. Then the next one is, okay, number 4. Adam wants to find out about the standard first aid and AED awareness course. What can he do to get more information? Okay, so, did anyone type in the chat? Let me see. Okay, so what can he do to get more information? He can approach the CC staff or volunteers, right? I think over here is a very small fine print over there. For more information, please approach our CC staff or volunteers. So for that, you get this correct. Okay, not to email, not to ask his friends, definitely not to ask the police. I think this one is a little bit far-fetched, okay? So he can approach the community center staff or volunteers for more information about the course. Yeah? Okay, anyone typing something? Yes, very good. Okay, all these are quite straightforward, isn't it? They're literal questions. That's why I say there are times whereby, like, components like Comprehension Cloze, a lot of students struggle with it. So it's always good to try to score very well for like visual text kind of components, or even grammar and vocab MCQ. Okay, then it will help you pull up your marks. Yeah. Okay, the standard first aid